3 days ago, I was manually applying to jobs. Today, my AI job hunting system is tailoring resumes, writing cover letters, tracking applications, and lining up interviews while I sleep. This setup generated 47 tailored applications in 48 hours, got 12 recruiter replies, booked for first-round interviews, and required exactly 0 hours of manual copy-paste. And the crazy part is I built the entire thing with a free code editor, an open-source MCP server, and one configuration file that almost broke everything. Before this setup, every application felt like a full-time job. Open the job description. Rewrite the resume. Rewrite the cover letter. Update the spreadsheet. Repeat. I spent hours tailoring bullet points, tracking deadlines, researching companies, and trying to remember who I'd already applied to. Then I realized the problem wasn't finding jobs. The problem was the system I was using to manage them. The breaking point came after a rejection email from a role I was genuinely qualified for. When I reviewed my application, I realized I'd rushed it. Important keywords were missing. The resume wasn't tailored. The opportunity was gone. That's when I stopped asking how to apply faster and started asking how to automate the whole process. A few nights later, I kept seeing one phrase everywhere in AI communities: MCP servers. The idea was simple. Instead of chatting with AI, you give AI actual tools so it can do real work for you. Then I found the JobGPT MCP server. And the moment I saw what it could automate, I knew I'd found the missing piece. What is MCP? Here's MCP in plain English. AI models are smart, but by themselves, they're basically brains without hands and legs. Model Context Protocol gives AI access to tools. Suddenly it can read files, research companies, update trackers, and execute workflows. And when I connected JobGPT to Cursor through MCP, the AI stopped being a chatbot and started acting like a job hunting assistant. Cursor setup. First, I opened Cursor. If you're on the free tier, that's fine. Everything I'm showing here works there too. Inside Settings, I navigated to MCP and opened the configuration file located at //.cursor/mcp.json. This file is where the magic happens. But one wrong line can stop the entire server from loading. So here's the exact configuration I used. JobGPT server configuration. Inside mcp.json, I added a new entry under MCP servers and pointed it to the JobGPT MCP server. This is the bridge that lets Cursor talk to JobGPT. Next, I pulled the open-source JobGPT repository, added my job_API_key environment variable, and configured the launch command using npx or uvx. The moment I launched the server, Cursor started checking the connection. And when that final status changed color, I knew everything was about to change. First test command. For the first test, I gave JobGPT a simple task and hit enter. Then I watched Cursor start communicating with the MCP server in real time. Files were being read. Context was being gathered. Tools were executing. This wasn't a chatbot anymore. It was actually doing work. And that's when I unlocked the 5 automations that completely changed how I apply for jobs. The first one alone made my resume 10 times stronger. Automation 1. Automation number 1 is resume tailoring. I paste a job description URL, point JobGPT to my resume, and let it analyze both. It identifies missing keywords, rewrites experience bullets, and aligns my resume with the exact language recruiters are searching for. What used to take 30 minutes now takes less than 60 seconds. But the cover letter automation saved even more time. Automation 2. Automation number 2 writes personalized cover letters without using generic templates. It references the company, the role, my skills, and even recent product launches or news events to make every letter feel custom. Instead of staring at a blank page, I review, tweak, and send. But the next automation gave me a secret advantage before every interview. Automation 3. Automation number 3 is the one that impressed me the most. Company research became completely automatic. JobGPT gathers leadership information, funding history, recent news, interview insights, and compiles everything into a clean one-page brief. Walking into interviews suddenly felt different because I knew more than most candidates. But then I automated something even recruiters struggle to manage. Automation 4. Automation number 4 eliminated the spreadsheet chaos that nearly cost me opportunities. Every application automatically updates my tracker with status, dates, follow-ups, and next actions without me touching a spreadsheet. For the first time, every opportunity was organized. And the final automation helped me reach hiring managers before anyone else. Automation 5. Automation number 5 helped me do something most applicants never do. Reach the hiring manager directly with a personalized message. JobGPT references their latest post, connects it to my experience, and writes a message that feels human instead of automated. Those conversations opened doors that applications alone never could. But the real shock came when I looked at the numbers after 48 hours. Before automation, I could barely submit a handful of quality applications each day. After automation, the difference was ridiculous. 47 applications in 48 hours. 12 recruiter replies. For first-round interviews. 0 hours spent on manual copy-paste. The biggest win wasn't speed. It was consistency. Every application was stronger. And then my inbox started proving it. A few days later, my inbox looked completely different. Recruiters were responding faster than I could keep up. Interview requests started landing back-to-back. Phone screens. Recruiter calls. First-round interviews. Actual momentum. And that's when I realized this wasn't just 5 automations. It was one complete system. Let me show you the entire loop. Here's the complete workflow. Find a job posting. Drop the URL into Cursor. Let JobGPT take over. It tailors the resume, writes the cover letter, researches the company, updates the tracker, and prepares outreach messages automatically. One command starts the entire sequence. And if you want to build the exact system I used, I'm giving away everything. To make this easy, I've linked the exact setup in the description so you can copy the entire workflow. You'll get the exact config file, the JobGPT repository link, my Notion tracker template, and every automation prompt I showed in this video.